We're broadcasting to you live from New York.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Dietitian Life, where we tell you about our weeks. So, New York, as Peter's just announced, is where we are right now. It has been a pretty epic week overall for us and the company and dietitians. So yeah, I guess going through what we did this week.
So we started with the flight, which gave us a lot of time to either sleep or get bulk work done. I probably tried to do a lot of sleeping and you did a lot of working.
Oh yeah, but then you couldn't sleep and then you did movies and then, yeah. So I think, like initially smashing through work, it was really good. We got a lot done and really trying to plan out this week and making sure that we made the most of Vayner Mentors and meeting GaryVee again and going through that. So there was a lot of, I guess, onus on making sure we got that done, while also a lot of the other things that we need to get done outside of the Vayner. So all of the stuff that we already have to do for the business. So it was stuff around looking at the employee staff surveys, management roles and responsibilities for changes that we're implementing. And we'll talk more soon about all the other changes that we'll implement coming forward.
And then we've also been having quite a bit of fun filming lots of on location dietitian life and Insta content. So that's been a lot of fun. It's raining today, so that's why we're inside. Otherwise we would have been outside.
Yeah, we're going to be going ice skating today,
which is pretty disappointing.
But we might not get a chance to do it at all, which will suck a little bit because ice skating in Central Park, that'll be kind of cool, but it's super exy, so we are going to figure that out and whether or not we want to brave it or not, but leaning towards not at this stage. Alright, so in terms of what we did this week, I guess the Vayner thing is probably the most interesting to all of you, and we'll be releasing big videos around it. You should have got the little teaser video, I've seen that by now. I've watched it myself more than a few times, just because it's pretty cool in terms of the feels and the content and the fact of having a videographer who knows what she's doing is really good. She struggled a little bit in terms of her sleep, but other than that...
Yeah, we've nicknamed her K-Bear.
A koala.
Just because she's always sleeping. She loves to nap it out.
Yeah, but
she's been such a brilliant job. Like, the stuff is really good. And how many times did you watch that video?
I don't know, something. I don't know, 7 maybe.
And every time he does, he just like starts popping it out and getting all like excited.
Just good vibes. Yeah. Gets me into work mode. Basically, a lot of the stuff that they talked about was what we're already doing, just trying to identify what our goals are, what we really hold dear to us, and where we see future growth. A lot of the time they work with companies that have stagnant growth and been at a high level for a few years at the same level and have trouble getting to the next level. We don't have that trouble. It's more around making sure that what we do is the right thing, and then moving forward that we're able to continue to scale at the speed and quality of what we are now. In terms of dietitians related stuff, like they talked a little bit around making sure that people fill the roles that they're good at rather than just what they want. So having those conversations a little bit more around ensuring that they can meet the goals of that role. And if they can't, then not being afraid of changing it and having those frank discussions, and hopefully people know that what the intent of it is they're putting you in a position that that you're going to enjoy more because you're going to be way better at it. So it might be removing people from roles that they were super keen about or not so keen about, but they just did it because, well, we were in a small company and we just don't have the numbers to be able to fill that out. They talked about hiring people and just shoving them on bulk tasks and just smashing it out. But it was just evident with their staff that there was a massive emphasis on communication and communication always, and particularly around those frank discussions that Tyson's just mentioned. So I think we're already trying to do that, but maybe it's a matter of like, you like it, but maybe you're not really that passionate about it, and if you are, then maybe we should just get you doing what you're passionate about and just focus on that. So I think we agree to disagree a little bit on some things, because I think for the most part you don't always know whether you're good at something or you're passionate about it until you at least give it a try. But yeah, so that was one big thing. Another was
the massive one was how to scale you, right? Because you're being wasted at the moment and doing what you're doing, which is valuable and important, and it's part of the process. And we also we didn't have the capacity to kind of just like get rid of you. But it's definitely been a conversation to be had, and then we sat down and nutted out how exactly that's going to work and whether we can actually do that, because it's all well and good to have that conversation, but without being able to physically maneuver workloads in order you to have the time that you need to get the jobs that they think you should be doing done. And then I probably hit you up a little bit around what you actually enjoy to do, and you just confirmed that it didn't really matter what you were doing and you like all of it, and I was like, well, that's fucking useful. So yeah, but
yeah, well,
I think
it was just like one comment that they said. It was that I was talking, I was being energetic around some of the operations based stuff, and then we talked about trying to get someone to do that, but then the president of the Sasha group, James, he mentioned that what he was hearing is that I might actually really enjoy the operations. And then Peter's like, yeah, he fucking does. Or I don't know if he said fucking, but it was pretty close to that. You're really fervently going, yeah, no, he really does enjoy that. And my rebuttal is, yeah, I do enjoy everything though. Like, yeah, I do enjoy it. Otherwise I wouldn't have got to this point and I wouldn't still be doing it. But, I'm willing to put myself in whatever position we need to succeed the most. And I guess a lot of the conversations that they had was that you need to get back to what got you here rather than managing what's currently here. So basically what they were saying is that in terms of my contacts and my abilities around getting new business, there's no one else that's going to be able to replace me. So use me there and try and upskill others to take away all of the current work that I have, so that I'm able to do the stuff that maybe no one else can do to the level that I can because of the contacts that I have. And you likely saw that little teaser part in the video, and you'll see more in the future, but that's a lot of what they were talking about is to try and get me to step out of that and get other people to handle the rest. So we spent some time the day after, like 8 hours of time, just going through everything that they kind of said and reflecting on it, and then trying to scale me. And I've already put out a few emails to people around trying to change their workload and see if they're interested in it, and identifying the best way forward. And we're trying to move as quickly as possible, because we also, we haven't talked about it, but I also want to make a good impression on them around, like, you have a conversation with us and we run with it straight away, rather than us wait until you give us the green light to do something. We just go for it. So if we do that, I think we're going to get more out of this program and more out of Vayner Mentors and Gary when we meet him again in April, when we come back to New York. So yeah, I know that's pretty much been most of the week thus far. We're trying to do a lot of content reviewing, like Whole Foods were there, like different foods that were reviewed. We went to an American diner today, I had pancakes and ice cream and some bacon.
Yeah, it's all about the experiences and testing it out, and I think it gives you context for the American lifestyle and food choices, which, if we were to ever one day expand into this lovely country, that you have that perspective. So it's been an eye-opener on my end. I've certainly never been here and never experienced what they mean about portion size firsthand.
It's not even that big. You're acting as if it's massive.
It is.
It's not.
It is in comparison.
Maybe at the diner.
The buckets of salad. Completely, and the ability to get ridiculous portion sizes if you want.
Yeah, it's more the ability.
I don't think everything is, and you could choose it. Like the tacos and all that sort of stuff were super small, which is fine. But yeah, it's just different. It's just really different. So
I think it's more just access to different things. Yeah. It's just like when we're in the supermarket, there's just all these cuts of meat that you might be able to only find in a boutique butcher, but they're in their grocery store. So, and I think that comes with everything. And when you talk about size, it's just like, yeah, everything has the possibility of being a bigger size that we don't have access to, and maybe that's part of the problem that they have, but we all have it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this has been quite a very business-dominated week. as you could imagine over here, but we're trying to pepper in the whole American culture and food and all of that. So you will see videos around that. It's not going to just be all the business and Vayner content. There will be a lot more content coming out. So stay tuned for that. But that is pretty much it from us.
That is our week.
So if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. I know there's likely going to be more around this Vayner stuff, but be patient with that. But any other questions or things that you think we should do in the last day and a half, please let us know, and hopefully this video gets to you before we leave. All right, cool guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.